Dear viewer, today, something magical happened. I saw another movie.
No woman, no cry.
Now before we hop into this movie review, I had a few complaints with my last movie review that the entire thing was full of spoilers. So this time what we're gonna do is we're gonna watch the trailer and we're gonna make sure I don't spoil anything, and we're gonna save the spoilers for later. Alright, just give me 1 second. I'm gonna watch the trailer. Just 1 second. No woman, no cry. Alright, the No Cry movie. I have such good things to say about this movie, but first I'm gonna ask somebody who also saw this movie what they think of it. And I'm gonna run so fast that my hair is going to grow and it's gonna be longer, and it's not because I got a haircut before thinking of the continuity for this video. It's because it's all planned. It's all planned. I planned it for the skit, and this is all written, and I'm reading a script, the script is being written right now and I'll be right back.
Caden. Okay, Caden, what were your thoughts on the new Black Panther Wakanda Forever?
Why are you asking me?
What do you mean?
Is it because I'm black?
What? No, okay. No, I wouldn't do that. No, it's not because you're black. It's just, I didn't think it would be really good for my channel. Please.
The pacing in this movie is really good. Like, there wasn't a moment in the theater where I wasn't sitting and watching and I felt like bored. I was always sitting there like wondering what was gonna happen next. It's a very entertaining movie. It's a 2.5 hour movie and it does feel long, but it's just because there's a lot of slower scenes, slowing down and taking the time to really explore what's happening in this universe. Obviously, Chadwick Boseman died before the filming of this movie, and Ryan Coogler handled it very well in the movie, I would say. They treat it with a lot of respect. Speaking of things that are very good in this movie, the cinematography is amazing. There were a lot of shots where I was sitting there in my seat and I was just blown away by what I was looking at. It looked great. The colors in the movie were very vibrant and just like full of life. And the CGI, it's fantastic. It's way better than the last Black Panther movie's CGI, especially. Tala Khan looks beautiful. Like, all the underwater CGI is just like breathtaking. I also found myself enjoying the fight scenes in the movie. The fight scenes were very good. There's not a lot, so you kind of have to enjoy them while they last, but the ones that were there were so tense, and you really do have to like fear for the characters, because this movie is really about like all the side characters from the first movie. You know, like, they're not super important and they're not really built up in universe, so you are kind of worried as the viewer as like what's gonna happen to them. The acting is phenomenal. I forget Black Panther's mom's name, but I'm just gonna call her Panther Mom. Panther Mom does fantastic. What's her name? I know her name. No, I don't. So Panther Mom is just really good. It's no wonder why they use so much of her lines for like the trailers. She just does such a good job.
I am queen of the most powerful nation in the world!
I also found myself a lot more drawn to characters I didn't like before, like Okoye and Nakia. Nakia I thought was especially interesting in this movie. She didn't get any interesting characterization in the last movie. She was really just there to be a love interest and pad out the runtime. But in this movie, Nakia actually gets really interesting characterization. She has this really fantastic monologue while talking to Okoye, having a heart-to-heart, where she talks about how important T'Challa was to her, and it's really moving. She was really great in this movie. Okoye was awesome too. I really loved her character arc. I really liked the implications of like everyone knowing about vibranium and how they dealt with that in the movie with, I don't want to spoil anything, but like people trying to take advantage of like the vibranium. Riri Williams as Ironheart, I thought they did a really good job with her. I was afraid they were just going to throw her in there just to introduce another hero and to set up a TV show, but I thought the way they used her, wrote her in the story was very well done. As opposed to America Chavez in Multiverse of Madness, who just feels like she's there to drive the plot forward, and when the thing that's being focused on isn't her as a character, it's her ability to travel through the multiverse. Second to last character I want to talk about, Shuri. I really liked Shuri in this movie. I forget the actress's name, Latita Wright, I think. She just like knocks it out of the park. She has a really satisfying character arc themed around vengeance, which I really like. Out of the 2 comic book movies that came out this year themed around vengeance, this is the second best one. And the final character I want to talk about, my boy Namor. Just to be able to say that like Namor the Submariner is in the MCU is so cool. I don't know the actor's name off the top of my head, but I loved his portrayal of Namor. I really like how they made him a lot more ethnic as opposed to in the comics when he's just like a white dude. I think it fits this universe so well. He's portrayed as just this powerhouse and like this, he's just so menacing in the movie. Like the word I have like emphasized in my notes is menacing. There's a scene where he's like getting really up close with the character, and like I was just watching that scene and I was like, yes, this is such an awesome villain. When his motivation is revealed too, I thought they did a really good job with that. I thought he was really convincing as an antagonist in this movie. I really love how when he is actually conversing with the characters, he's like so calm, so collected, and you just feel like he's really sold as like a guy who could run the nation. He's sold as a king. The only thing I don't like about Namor is that they didn't give him a trident. Where's the trident? He has such a cool trident in the comics. They just gave him like a spear, and I was like, all right. And as far as characters go, you guys are probably thinking, ChrisTofu, why aren't you mentioning Everett Ross, one of the main characters from the original movie? Well, it's because he does nothing in this movie. He didn't really have to be in this movie. It's nice to see him, but he's the character who I felt like they really just shoved in to set up a TV show, that being Secret Wars, which he's going to be in. Also, my only other complaint with the movie is their use of the Talakon language, Talakanese, I guess. Like, everybody knows Talakanese in this movie, and it's so weird. When the sea people are saying it to the Wakandans and, like, the regular humans, they just, like, understand it sometimes. Like, at the end, there's a scene where the main character is talking to Namor, and then Namor responds with a phrase in his language, and then the character is just like, okay, cool, I get it. And it's like, so everyone just knows this language? But not everybody knows this language, because sometimes they'll be speaking it and the characters will be like, what are they saying? What does that mean? It's just, I don't know. They use it very strangely in the movie. That ends my negatives for the movie. It also ends the non-spoiler portion, so if you don't want spoilers, click to this time code on the screen right now to skip. Sound the spoiler alarm, because the spoilers are happening now. I kind of lost it in the theater when I saw Killmonger come on screen. I was so happy to see him again. Because she was walking around the throne and I was afraid that it was going to be like a CGI T'Challa, and I was like, that would be so disrespectful. And I just really love how he furthers the theme of vengeance in the movie. It's really cool. One of the reasons I said Everett Ross was just here to set up future Marvel projects and TV shows was the appearance of Valentine La El Allegra Van Valentine. No, her name is Valentina Allegrentina. Her appearance made me really feel like the Everett Ross subplot was just like to build up future Marvel projects. Speaking of which, T'Challa has a son. And this was like the most pointless, like what's the point? Like we just got a new Black Panther. Do we really need to introduce like another child to be Black Panther later on? Like Shuri just got her time to shine. I just felt it was kind of tacked on. Like I feel like they could have done that in like a Black Panther 3 or something and I would have been fine with it. But it rubbed me the wrong way. He just shows up and he's like, hi, I forgot his name. He doesn't even matter. But that's all I have to say about Black Panther Wakanda Forever. Giving this movie a rating, I would probably give it a 8 out of 10? Probably an 8 out of 10. The problems with it don't weigh it down enough for me to say it's a 7. Other than like No Way Home, this is probably the best Marvel project that came out in Phase 4, so maybe a 7.5. No, I haven't done enough movie reviews to do half scores. Never mind. Hope you guys enjoyed the movie review. Don't forget to drop a like and subscribe. Leave a comment telling me your thoughts on this movie because I thought that it was very good. And I'd like to hear what you guys have to say. I read all the comments if you weren't aware. I read them all. And that's about it. Yeah. See you guys. There wasn't even an after credits scene.